everybody. Kevin J. Johnston here. First show of 2025. That is correct. It is now January 2025. We're going to be talking about corruption in Canada, but we're going to be talking about a lot of other crazy things as well tonight, everyone, because, hey, you may not know this, everybody, but tonight is my last ever political show. There you go. It's my last political show. I am done talking about the pedophiles who run Canada. I'm done talking about radical Islam that runs Canada. I am done talking about communist China that runs Canada. I'm done in general talking about all the foolishness of communist Canada, because it looks like communist Canada may not even exist as Canada anymore. It looks like Trump is so fed up with the garbage coming out of the Trudeau administration that, yeah, we may actually see one or two Canadian provinces joining the United States. Greenland might be joining the United States. That is great news, everybody. Wokeism is dying everywhere except for the United Kingdom and Canada, which really sucks. But you know who it does not suck for? Me. That's right, because I have not even been in Canada for the last 13 months. And yet I still am making headlines in Canada. Toronto Star, Global News, CTV, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Why is this short middle-aged guy so freaking interesting to the mainstream or lamestream communist media in Canada? Well, it's because of this, everybody. We covered this story back in August of last year. A woman named Lisa Robinson is the city councillor in question for the constituents of the City of Pickering in the east side of Canada. And the City of Pickering is just 2 cities east of Toronto. Now, what we have is a problem in Canada, and that is far left-wing pedophiles run every single branch of government, including municipal. And we have a mayor. His name is Kevin Ashe. I call him Kevin Ashe. And we have other city councilors who are absolutely vehemently for the idea of grown men walking around naked in change rooms and washrooms with your daughters, your little girls. They are saying, yep, oh yeah, naked guys, yeah, let's get those into change rooms with children. And the one city councilor that objected, Lisa Robinson, was punished by the very same pedophiles that are in that city council by suspending her pay. She's actually gone almost 9 months now with no salary, but she's sticking it out as a city councilor. And who does city council blame for their left-wing shenanigans, their incompetence, their incapacity to run the municipal government of that city? They blame me. I haven't even lived in Canada for 13 months, and these pedos are blaming me. Now, I'm okay with this, because every single solitary time that I make it to the front page of all the newspapers in Canada, what happens? I get wealthier. Why? We had 47 brand new clients show up in just the last 4 days, because the Canadian media is calling me a far right. No, they're not calling me fascist. Sorry, they're calling me a far right. What is it? What are they calling me anyway? I can't seem to remember. So, everyone, let's do this. Let's cover a couple of anecdotal tales here, because it's all going to come full circle in everything that we talk about tonight. So, as you know, I currently live in Panama, not Panama City, Florida, the country of Panama. I live in the downtown core of Panama City, a highly cosmopolitan city where the subway is better than New York and Toronto, and it's only 35 cents to ride. I love it here. It's remarkable. So something that I did do over the Christmas break is I went fishing. Right, I went fishing. So here is what I caught. This is the photograph that I put onto Facebook. That's me holding a mackerel. I would say that fish is about 3 foot, 3 inches long, maybe. All right. And you can see by my feet in that photograph, there's other dead fish there. No, I did not catch them all, but I did catch the mackerel. All right. But to give you an idea of why I'm complaining and why I'm not doing politics anymore in the way it shows, is it was incredible how many people wanted to tell me on social media that fish is fake. You didn't catch that fish. You paid someone to hold their fish. Okay, here's the truth about this fish, everybody. I paid $100 to get onto a fishing boat with 9 other guys, men, between the ages of 21 and 70. And what we had was a deckhand who took fishing rods and put bait on them and really big lures and stuck them in holes around the starboard of, the stern of the ship, the boat, whatever, 40-foot boat. And he would cast them out. And then, like, the guys were all standing around with our beverages and our snacks, and we're talking about cars and chicks and cars and hockey and politics. We're just talking guy stuff. And then what happens? One of the fishing rods goes like this, woo, like that. And someone says, hey, Kevin, you take the first fish. So I sit down in the chair and I crank this rod. I'm reeling in a fish. Takes about 6 minutes to get the fish onto the boat. And the deckhand grabs the fish, pulls the hook out of it, hands me back the fish. I'm holding it by its tail. Everyone's clapping and cheering, and the fish goes into a cooler full of ice. Now, did I catch the fish, or did the deckhand catch the fish? Who cares? I reeled the fish in, and I paid this guy to be the deckhand to cast these lines for us. And then after I caught the fish, the next guy sat down, and the rod, another rod, there's like 9 rods on this boat that were being dragged by the boat. So every time a fish would bite, and the next guy in line would sit and crank. So I don't know if I caught the fish or not. Philosophically speaking, who cares? I had a good day, and I got to eat that fish. I had them fillet the fish for me, and it was delicious. Here's the point I want to make. Do you know why your country sucks, Canada? Is because you look at a middle-aged guy holding a fish on Facebook, on Twitter, on Gab, on a few other platforms, and you can't wait to email me and tell me that I'm holding a fake fish. Whatever fish I'm holding in my hand matters to you. But why does corrupt police forces not matter to you? The overage that you're paying in taxes on property and fuel, you should be talking about that, not my freaking fish. So my life rocks here in Panama, and Canadians, obviously, your lives suck if you're bitching and moaning about the fish that I'm holding in my hand. So I just told you the truth about the fish. Yeah, I reeled it in. No, I didn't cast the line. No, I don't care. All right, I just don't care. So there's anecdotal tale number 1. And anecdotal tale number 2 is, so many of you were asking me, how was my first New Year's Eve in Panama? And it was great until about 9:40 p.m., where I'm dancing with a couple of really hot babes down here with those big, beautiful Spanish asses. And I started feeling dizzy and woozy. So I said, to hell with this. I went home and I crashed out by 10. Turns out that I had a major wicked case of sinus infection and bronchitis at the same time, where the symptoms began to show 2.5 hours before midnight. So that was me. That was my big party. I got to dance for about 20 minutes before I had to retire for the night. Poor me. Don't care. Moving on. Still living a great life here in Panama. By the way, everybody who's watching right now, because this is my last ever political show, I'm switching everything over to this. The Tax and Money Show will be every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'm going to teach all of you how to never pay income tax again. That's going to be the premise of the show every single solitary Tuesday. I want to advertise the hell out of that show. So I'm currently buying your TikTok channels and your Instagram pages. So if you've got over 20,000 followers, I pay US dollars for your accounts. head over to my website, kevinjjohnston.com, use the contact form, and let me know that you would like to sell me your social media platform. Because all I care about for 2025 is making $5 million US. And you can do that kind of thing down here in Panama. I'd like to give you another idea here of the types of things that I am working on here in Panama. Yes, I move Canadians and Americans and Brits' money here into Panama where they are safe in the banks. Yes, I am doing that. But here's something else that's really amazing. I am working with an investment team who want to do something really wild and crazy. As I'm sure all of you have heard, the National Hockey League is talking about expansion again in 2026. And they have only selected 2 cities so far, and that would be Houston and Oklahoma City. Now, I guess 2 pretty good picks for the NHL, but they have no idea who the other 2 are going to be. There are expansion bids being put forward, but I'm working with an investment team down here in Panama who want to bring, yeah, you guessed it, the NHL is possibly coming here to Panama City, a city of 2.5 million people, like I said, with 35-cent subway rides, but also economic free zones. Because you imagine if you were the owner of a National Hockey League team here in Panama, where we would build a wall around the arena and designate it an economic free zone, you would never pay tax on anything. Not property tax, not tax on your tickets, not tax on concessions, not tax on your jersey sales and your junk sales. And the players, if the players were playing here in Panama and they were playing out of the economic free zone, they would not be paying income tax on their money. And as for the Canadian hockey players out there, if the CRA chose to say, well, we want to get paid our tax money, no problem. I'm your tax guy. Players who play for the Panama Canal, that's the name of the team, will never pay income tax on their money. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Panama Canal is the name of the team. We're putting forward our bid. We're dropping $5 million to the NHL just to be able to bid to have the team come down here. Wouldn't that be incredible? Now, how's that for a logo, everybody? You got 4 hockey sticks forming a lock on the canal. You got waves in there, and they got the 2 stars on the flag. And of course, I'm the guy who designed that. That's what I do, everybody. I'm a creative guy. I designed this logo. That is the type of economic opportunity that exists here in Panama. Oh, and here are the jersey designs. There you go. Yeah, I designed that too. What do you think of that? Hey, everyone, check it out. So that's what we got here, everybody, is the possibility of Panama having an NHL team. Yeah, I am just so over the moon living here in Panama. I cannot believe how much money there is in Panama and Canadians. All right, now we're going to start talking about why Canada sucks and why you got to get the hell out. All right, we're going to cover as much of it as we possibly can in the next, we got 1 hour and 40 minutes to go. By the way, everybody here on TikTok and everybody over here on Kick, get the double fingers going. Like it, like it, like it, like it, like it. Please like this video. If you're on Rumble, everybody, please go ahead and like this video. It all adds up. It all helps. It all counts. We absolutely need each and every one of you to be liking these videos. In fact, the like button's right around here somewhere. Just go ahead and hit the thumbs up, please. I see that we only have 10 likes on Rumble. That's just not enough, everybody. Could we get more of you hitting that like button? Greatly do appreciate that. Woo. All right. So the reason I'm doing tonight's show is because I made headlines again in Canada. All right. And okay, you know what? Before we do that, I'll address a couple of quick questions here. So in TikTok, someone's asking me who's going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Trudeau said he's stepping down, but he actually has not resigned yet, everybody. What he said was a whole bunch of crap. It was gobbledygook. It was nonsense. It was just baby talk. But he will eventually have to step down to make way for that new one. What's his name? Mark, what's his name? Oh, man. The lunatic. I just had his name on the tip of my tongue there, but they're going to replace him. anybody who's watching, just tell me who the replacement is. The Liberal Party's got this guy in mind, and he's crazier than Trudeau, and I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. Why? Because in the general election in November, Pierre Poilievre is definitely going to win, but I'm hoping that here. Thank you, Mark Carney. He is out of his friggin' mind. He is crazier than Justin Trudeau. He's crazier than Kamala Harris. He is someone that will implement new laws instantaneously without even voting for them properly. He'll put probably the better part of 500,000 Canadians in prison for disagreeing with the Liberal Party. He's a tyrant. So that's the next prime minister when Trudeau steps down, because the Liberal Party still has power until they either A, call an election, or B, they lose the next election in November of this year. So Pierre Poilievre will win. But Canadians, I'm hoping that you're smart enough to give the Libertarian Party at least 3 seats, and to give the People's Party of Canada at least 3 seats. Canadians are dumb, though. You'll probably still give the NDP seats and so on. All right. Do I like the fact that Donald J. Trump is being aggressive with Canada? Hell yes, I do. If Donald J. Trump is watching, I'm a Canadian citizen who had to escape the tyranny of Canada. When you go to war with Canada to annex it, I wish to volunteer for the U.S. Army to help shoot any opposing forces that you have in Canada. I will fight for the USA to take over Canada, because Canada is finished as a nation. I would love vengeance upon my country of birth. It has treated me like garbage for 25 years, and I'm so happy to not be a part of it any longer. And I will fight any country in the world against Canada. Yes. So please count me in for that. I would love to be wearing U.S. Army fatigues with the American flag right there, walking over the Canadian border, taking down every branch of government in Canada. I would love that. And the more aggressive Trump is going to be with everyone, the more cowardice you're going to see come about. Like Facebook, for example, Zuckerberg is saying, well, I'm going to get rid of the fact checkers now. Now I'm going to do what Elon Musk is doing over at X, because I think Trump might put me in jail. And I hope Trump locks him up and Jack Dorsey up for interfering in the last election. I absolutely hope that that is the case. Don't worry about Trump taking over the Panama Canal, everybody. That's bluster. He would have to invade to do it, and he's not going to invade Panama. He'll make a deal. He'll make a pretty good deal. It'll work for everybody. I'm not one bit concerned about that at all. I know that Panamanians are a bit afraid about it, but Panamanians don't really understand international politics. So relax, everybody. I would be more worried, if you care about that kind of thing, of Trump marching into Canada and just taking it over and changing everything about it. Because I would love to be an American, and I would love to fight against Canada as an American soldier. Oh, yeah. All right, everyone. So the story tonight is the city councillors in Canada. Most of them are woke leftist idiots. Almost every city in Canada is dying because of wokeism, because of left-wingism, because the left-wing maniacs run way too much of the show. And left-wingism, as we've learned, is very what? It's very pro-pedophilia. And I'm sick to death of having left-wing nonsense running the show in Canada, but it does. So we have the City of Pickering, which is 2 cities east of Toronto, has made it legal, and they are insisting on it, and they're enforcing this. They insist that naked men enter women's change rooms and the change rooms of children, girls. All you have to do, if you're a pervert, is say, I identify as a 9-year-old girl, and then you can walk into that bathroom. Only a pedophile would do that. Only a pedophile would then go out of their way to write laws to protect pedophiles. And that's the objection that I have. So you can see over here, everybody, it was Lisa Robinson, the city councillor, who decided to fight with them at the beginning of everything. And I interviewed her on 4 separate occasions back in August of last year. And one of the jokes, or not, sorry, not one of the things I said is that all the city councilors who are trying to make it easy for pedophiles to get access to your children, I said they deserve a baseball bat to the face. I didn't say do it. Remember, everyone, I am a wordsmith. My vocabulary is huge. It's like 120,000 words, right? So I would not say go do it, because that would be solicitation of a crime, which is a crime. But I did say they deserve it. And I believe, and I stand by that, they absolutely deserve it. Other things they deserve would be to have an anvil dropped on them, to be strapped to the bumper of a pickup truck and dragged through the streets. They deserve that. Don't do that, because that would be illegal. It would probably be attempted murder, assault causing bodily harm, aggravated assault. If they die, it would be manslaughter, maybe second-degree murder. So don't do it. But they do deserve it. Then one of the jokes I also cracked with my co-host at the time, I said that I once saw his dog, which is an Airedale Terrier. They're strong as hell, these things. But the dog is pleasant. I once saw the dog take a bone, it was about that big, out of a pork chop, and just crush it down into powder. So I said, like, why don't we let this dog loose in there and, let the dog go to town? Now, I did not say bring wild rabid dogs with you to City Hall and then pin down the city council and let the dogs eat them. But they would deserve it, right? And I can pray for it, but I certainly did not say do it. And the dog itself that I was referring to, you've seen the dog on my show many times. The dog likes to play. I would wrestle with this dog, who is strong, and I would stick my whole forearm in the dog's mouth, because that's the way you wrestle with dogs. And the dog never once caused an injury to me. So the dog in question is incapable of harming people, because the dog is just very pleasant in general, has a good demeanor. But if they want to go on stage and go to the Canadian media saying, Kevin J. Johnston wants a dog to eat us, let him say it. So what? You guys know the truth. You can go back and watch my show for yourself on freedomreport.ca, and you can see what I said. But you see, it doesn't matter how much they complain and how much they lie about what I've said about them. They are still pedophiles. And here they are. This is Mayor Kevin Ashe. If you look at him, he's about my age. I'm 53. Now look how gorgeous I am compared to this guy here. This guy is a morbidly obese slob. You can see that his bottom lip and chin are connected directly to his gut. There's no discernible difference between his neck and his chest. This guy is not someone to be taken seriously. He's a very angry individual that just shouts and screams at everybody, and he's a pedophile. And that's his phone number, 905-426-0996. All right. Then we've got this loser, David Pickles. Lord knows what that is on his forehead. But this guy is about 6'2", very lanky and scrawny. His hair is an absolute mess. And he is also a pedophile. You can call him and discuss his pedophilia at 905-706-5077. We've got this loser, Maurice Brenner. This guy, look, he looks like an idiot. You can call this, I know, guys, if you're on TikTok and Kick, I know you can't see it because I can't broadcast to it, unfortunately. You got to look at my face. But you can always watch the replay on freedomreport.ca. Maurice Brenner is at 416-347-8900. Give him a call and ask him why he supports pedophilia. Ask him. Then we've got this guy, Shaheen Butt. He is a Muslim, and Muslims are supposed to hate LGBTQ nonsense. But here he is, fully supporting it. Give him a call at 416-402-6594. Then we got this individual here, another one of the many morbidly obese individuals that work for this particular city council, Linda Cook. I don't know why a woman wants to make it okay for grown men to enter the change rooms of little girls. I thought women had more of a paternal instinct to protect children. Very not. This one here wants men to go in, molest your kids. She's a pedophile as well. 647-466-4193. And then we got this psychopath. Holy crap. Mara Nagy. This individual here, everyone. She's an extremely far left maniac. This is someone here who believes the world is flat. She believes in unfettered immigration, and she believes that pedophilia is good for society. And she comes out and says all this stuff. And she told the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation that she was mortified and horrified at the things that I was saying about her. Well, if you don't want me calling you a pedophile, then don't be a pedophile. How's that sound? Mara Nagy, 416-795-8589. Now, the phone numbers that I gave you, everyone, are not their home phone numbers. These are phone numbers that the City of Pickering pays for them to use. Okay? So that makes them public phone numbers. They just didn't want their numbers getting out because they are usually attached to cell phones. So now they're going to endure many phone calls from all of you, hopefully asking them questions as to why they support pedophilia. Now, don't call them and threaten them. There's no point. You know what they're going to do. They're going to go to the media, threatened again. You know that. But ask a lot of questions. Ask them why they're doing this. Now, we have a public statement from the mayor, Kevin Ashe. Here it is. Oh, wait a second. What did I do wrong? Oh, wait, here it is. Presenting Pickering Mayor Kevin Ashe. I'm the mayor of Pickering, Kevin Ashe. Give me food. I want more food. I'm such a slob and a coward. I don't like Lisa Robinson because I'm so fat. All right, everybody. So that was the Kevin Ashe bit. You know, he's not going to be happy with that, but he is a slovenly slob, and we are going to make fun of him because he's a public figure. He's also a government employee, and we can say what we want about them. Then I was going to do the same thing for this one here, Mara Nagy. The cartoon was going to be of her big fat body there and her big fat head, eating food and having helicopters dropping food into her mouth, and her just going, oh, yeah. But then I thought to myself, you know, who's paying me to do all that animation work? I don't make money cracking jokes like this online. The Kevin J. Johnston Show doesn't make money. Yeah, we used to have a business model where we would ask for donations every 10 minutes, but that became more of a distraction. We made money doing it that way, but it's too much of a distraction. So for me, I don't make money animating. I just said, forget the joke. I'll just tell people that I was going to, do another fat joke for this Nagy. But the point that I want to make to everybody is that these individuals are removing your capacity to vote the way you want to vote and be represented by those that you vote for. Kevin Ashe has lied. In fact, the entire city council has lied to where they've said that they are afraid for their safety, ostensibly afraid of me. And what they're doing is they're moving all of the public meetings that the public has the right to sit in. They're moving them to VR, just like was done for COVID. Right. Okay, that's what they're going to do. So the mayor gets to sit at home now, eating more calories, and running everything through Zoom, where he can turn anyone's microphone off anytime that he wants and doesn't have to answer any hard questions. That means City Hall is going to be locked up tight. No one can go. And they're going to allow only a very small number of people to actually watch the public proceedings. Completely unconstitutional, but that's what he's doing. And blaming me for it. So for all you out there who are maybe paying attention or perhaps not paying attention, I'll tell you anyway. I live in Panama City. So you have to fly over the United States, Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and then finally, that's the 9th country. Yeah, so you got to go through all those countries to get down here. Do any of you believe for an instant that I'm going to hop on a plane and fly 6.5 hours to Toronto to go kick this guy's ass? I can't think of a single way to make that profitable. I came to Panama to get rich, which means everything I do must make money. That is why I do tax consultation. That is why I get people all their tax dollars back. That is why I buy people's corporations that are in dire tax straits. That is why I give advice to people on how to handle getting rid of all of their capital gains. That makes money. I sell people condominiums here in Florida. That makes money. We're bringing the NHL here to Panama City. That makes money. Kevin Ashe or any politician in Canada, as much fun as it would be to beat the living crap out of them, would not make money. Nothing in Canada makes money, especially for me. I don't care about Canada anymore, which is why this is my last political show tonight, everyone. There is absolutely no way for me to make any profit whatsoever talking about politics, the LGBTQ, radical Islam, communist China, Justin Trudeau. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters here is that I serve my clients to the best of my ability and get done what I tell them that I'm going to do. All right. Living Life says here, True North Transparency just audited Pickering, Ontario, and got arrested. Do you mean the YouTube channel True North Transparency? Yeah, that comes as no surprise. All right. All of the Canadian government, they lock up everybody who does audits in Canada against the government. That's what they do. Remember, everybody, when I divulged to all of you that Justin Trudeau got caught in a man-on-man orgy on the Aga Khan's Island back in 2017, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police came to my house, yanked me out of my house, and beat the ever-living crap out of me on my lawn and broke 3 of my ribs. There was bruises everywhere. I was bruised everywhere. Yeah, that's what they do in Canada. And then the cop, who's like 35, don't you do that again because Justin Trudeau doesn't like it. That's what they do in Canada. And I'm actually shocked they didn't arrest me for it. I guess the RCMP figured I learned my lesson by getting my ass kicked by 11 cops. You know, if you want the truth, there's not one of them that could have beaten me in a fight, mano a mano, without their body armor on and their guns. Not one. But when there's 11, those are overwhelming odds. Of course, I'm going to lose. And I just blocked. I wasn't going to hit them because you know what the RCMP would say? Let's just say I gave one of them a good knockout punch. You know what they would do? They'd go to the media. Kevin J. Johnston beat me up. That's what they would do. That's all that cops in Canada do. They cry. They're pussies, all of them. But it doesn't mean I want to be a part of that anymore. I really don't want to be near that nonsense. Right? So that's why I live in Panama now. You know, I've been invited to speak publicly in Colombia, Brazil, and Argentina, because the Argentina government is well aware of who I am and all the hardship the Canadian government has put me through. They're well aware of it. There's a lot of American media outlets that are well aware of the nonsense that I have had to go through. And I'm not crying about it. I'm not complaining about it. I don't want sympathy. I'm just telling you that that is where Canada has gone. And if Trump is going to walk in and take Canada over and arrest and detain and imprison forever every liberal libtard in the country, God, man, I told you, I want to fight on the side of the U.S. for that one. Okay. Someone made a comment here. Kevin Ashe, the mayor, is 62 years old. His first wife took off on him. He cried to Grant Healy, the retired hockey player who got him set up in a place. Yeah, okay. That sounds about right. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Kenneth is asking me, why do I hate fat people so much? It's not a matter of I hate fat people. All right. That's not what's going on here. What's going on here is that when you want to make a presentation of yourself and you want to be taken seriously, you kind of have to look the part. So if you want to be a leader of people, you can't walk out in the public as a 400-pound guy or a 400-pound woman. All right, think about this. If you're a morbidly obese woman and you sit down at a table and your oversized jugs are sitting up here on top of your belly and your belly is sitting on top of your legs and you have to stretch out like this to put your hands on the table, who the hell is going to take you seriously? You don't even take you seriously. All right, look at me. I'm 53. Right now I weigh 189 pounds. And did you know, even with this kind of muscle mass on me right now, according to the BMI index, the body mass index, I'm actually considered obese at this size here. And if the BMI index charts are going to say that I'm that much overweight, and at 189, yes, I probably could stand to lose another 22 to 25 pounds. But I'm telling you that I still work on myself so that I am healthy enough to get the job done. And I'm not going to walk into a room being huge, being twice the size of everybody else, because I know that I'm not going to get taken seriously. I know that. I do not take morbidly obese people seriously when they state that they are in a position of authority. Because what would you do? If I walked up to you, let's just say I was one of the city councilors in the city of Pickering, and I walked right up to Kevin Ashe, the mayor, and I gave him a good slap right across the chops for mouthing off, for screaming, and for yelling. What's he going to do? Stand up and slap me back? If I decide to just jog out the door like that, what's he going to do? Catch me? And let's say I'm ready for the fight. What's he going to do? Is he going to win the fight? I take men seriously who are good public speakers, who are highly intelligent, who know their craft well, and who take care of themselves. Men who are fit are worthy of respect. Men who aren't sitting there smoking 4 or 5 joints an hour are worthy of respect. When I watch a man get into a restaurant to have a meeting with me, and he polishes off 6 beers, and his speech patterns and behavior change from beer 1 to beer 6, I lose respect. He's putting forward a really bad public showing at that particular point. The beer is worth more than his own pride in himself. It's not good at all. So I'm telling all of you out there, as a society, when we see a big fat slob like that Kevin Ashe or that Meyer or Nagy, whatever shit, when we see slobs, we need to relegate them to the back of the bus, the virtual proverbial back of the bus, the back of the world. You don't put them into positions of power. Now, let me tell you something else about morbidly obese women in Canada. The fatter they are, the angrier they are, and the more of a propensity they have to be far left individuals. And I know this. I've come across way too many far left individuals, women who are morbidly obese. It's not good. They are angry as hell. I'm not interested in that. I certainly am not going to do anything that they say. and I'm not going to respect them as leadership material. No, I respect those who take care of themselves. And all of us in society need to look at it the exact same way. Stop voting in ridiculously retarded women. Stop voting in morbidly obese individuals who simply don't have the self-respect to put down the fork. That's what I'm saying. If we hold everybody in society to a higher standard, we're going to have fewer of these types of people and fewer of these types of problems in our society. And that's fact. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. If you think I'm wrong, well, I'm telling you right now, you're probably thinking that way because you're fat or you know someone who's fat. And I get a lot of people saying, Kevin, I don't like when you talk about fat jokes because I have this cousin Steve and he's always had trouble with weight. And what the hell does that have to do with what I'm talking about? And your cousin Steve is not someone I know. So I'm not saying, hey, whomever, your cousin Steve's a fat pig. That's not what we're doing here. Why are you taking offense to what I'm saying on behalf of people that you know for a fact I don't know? It's the same idea as all of you out there who were very quick to tell me that you didn't like the fish I caught. You didn't think I caught it. Who gives a shit? That's the question I have. Why do these things matter to you when you've got the entire city council of Pickering demanding naked men go into public change rooms with your little girls? That's what you should be upset about, not what I'm saying. But you've lost your way, Canada. You've lost your way completely. And honestly speaking here, if you're taking offense to anything I'm saying, you really need to reevaluate your life in its entirety. I am a loudmouth jerk born in Toronto who grew up in the city next door, Mississauga, who's traveled to, I don't know what, 16 countries now. I've lived in 50 plus cities, and I don't even live in Canada anymore. I do tax work for Canadians and Americans. My expertise obviously is in public speaking and in taxes and in law. Good. That's what I do. So why is it that my opinions on politics, even though all of you know that I've been following politics full-time for 25 years, why are you so upset by it? And why are you not upset about the fact that gasoline prices are at an all-time high? Food prices in Canada are now literally 4 times what they were in 2021. Literally 4 times the amount. Why are you not upset about that? The Canadian and American governments still will not let you buy raw milk, even though it's your right to consume it. Why are you not upset about that? No, you got to be upset about some middle-aged guy calling 2 morbidly obese pedophile politicians fat pedophiles. It bothers you for some reason. That's why I'm not doing political shows after tonight. That is why this is indeed my last political show. Because I am scratching my head, wondering how it is that I could be ranting and raving about politics and about your foolishness for 25 years. And it got worse, not better. Right? All the Western world got worse, not better. With all the information that you've got access to out there, all of you decide that you want to act upon your own emotional interpretations and emotional reactions to things that really don't matter. They really don't. Robert's asking, is your social insurance number safe with me in Panama? Yeah. Could you imagine me cooperating with a Canadian court order? So if someone were, if some court were to say, Kevin, cooperate with us, I'm going to censor my reply, but that's the reply they're going to get. I am not cooperating with any Canadian governmental body now or ever again for the rest of my days. Yeah, we're good. And I'm recommending that each and every one of you in Canada start to forget about following along with society's rules because they're getting dumber. They're not getting any better. All right, let me just have a look at some of the questions here. Oh, here, check this one out. Bruce says, I got fired as a University of Toronto disc jockey for hosting an hour-long funky fit show shaming fatties. Well, yeah, that sounds about right. Call somebody fat in Canada, and guess what happens? You do prison time. Let me give you a prime example of what I'm talking about, everybody. Oh, yeah, you're going to love this one. 2017, I witnessed a school teacher, a Toronto Catholic school teacher, assaulting children on a beach in the town of Tiny in Ontario, which is about a 2-hour drive north of Toronto. Her name is Connie Annetta. She's a teacher at some friggin' school in northeast Toronto. So after witnessing this particular individual harassing 10-year-olds because she said the beach belonged to her, which it didn't. Who does that? Who screams at someone else's 10-year-old? Get off my beach. Don't you see the sign? Who does that? Well, this individual did. She was known as Clipboard Connie. Look her up for yourself. Connie Annetta, teacher in the Catholic School Board of Toronto. So I referred to her as to what she was, a child molester. I did not say pedophile. I said child molester, because when you are assaulting a child and kicking sand on a child and pushing a child and throwing water on a child and screaming at a child that's not yours, you are molesting that child. Hence the term, I would like to go to the beach unmolested. And even I couldn't do that. This psychopath, Connie Annetta, decided that she was the boss of absolutely everything. So I sued her, and this morbidly obese lawyer got involved. His name was Hugh McKenzie. Now, Hugh McKenzie's my height. Imagine a lawyer, my height, 5'6", 310 pounds. Oh, God, this guy was a slob. Holy crap. And then he gets into court, and he's wearing that faggot black dress that lawyers have to wear in Canada. They look ridiculous. They look so stupid. It's gay. It's a black dress with a white bow tie that goes in 2 different directions. And this fat slob was giving this deposition to the judge about how terrible a human being I am. And I was sitting about, that far away, just watching him, watching his demeanor. And as this lawyer is talking, he's dripping sweat to the point where his faggot black dress is now completely soaked. It went right through that into his shirt below. And it turns out that he was nervous with me looking at him. So what he did is he told the court clerk, a 21-year-old girl, to tell me not to watch him when he's giving depositions. Like, what, are you kidding me? So when this case was over outside, I called him fat. I said to him, buddy, your jowls are dragging on the ground. I got a friend of mine right around the corner who's got a forklift company. And you can get a forklift over here and lift your face off the ground so you can walk to your car without falling over. Like, come on, that's comedy gold. And that was live on Facebook. So he got so mad at me calling him fat that he pursued me in the courts for 5 years, faking evidence. He was getting people that we didn't even know had nothing to do with the case to sign illegal affidavits, which is perjury, and he perjured himself in court to get me a jail sentence, which he did of 4 months, which I haven't served yet, and I don't think I'm ever going to, for calling him fat. Now, I'm going to show this individual to all of you. Caution, get the kids out of the room. You're about to see a penis. Yes, a real one. Ready? 3, 2, 1. This is Hugh McKenzie of Hugh McKenzie Law. He's in his late 70s now. He's an absolute slob. And he went out of his way to get me jail time because I called him fat. That's how Canada functions, everybody. The judge knew that this guy was faking evidence and let the whole proceeding take place anyway. Why would I want to be a part of that kind of a country where this pro-pedophilia lawyer is assisting a child molester in getting me, the journalist, to not be able to talk about them? I went to serve that Connie Annetta court papers at her high school where she works. And the principal was a woman and the secretary was a woman, and women are just not leaders. Okay. We got to get women out of leadership roles all over Canada. Let me tell you that right now. So this woman, this female principal, her name was Lisa McGuckin. Her salary is like $180,000 a year. Instead of saying, oh, let me call Connie and Etta down so you can legally serve these legal documents to her, and then you have to leave, which is exactly what would have happened. That whole thing could have taken 5 minutes. Instead, what she does is she locks down the school. That's right. So none of the students could leave the school. She was kidnapping them, all of them, forcibly confining them illegally so that I could not serve court papers to one of her teachers. That's how women do things. Oh my God, a guy's here and he's not afraid of me when I say go away, and I'm going to lock the school down. Yeah. And that drew attention to the fact that this Connie and Etta teacher was molesting kids on the beach up in this town of Tiny. Now, here's how the media played it. The media said I was harassing this teacher for no reason whatsoever. Imagine that. Imagine the audacity of even believing that a journalist is going to target one teacher in one school 2 cities away from where I live for no reason whatsoever. That's what they would have you believe. And then the Toronto Catholic District School Board found out that this woman was molesting children. And you know what they said? Oh, don't worry about it. We'll just sweep this under the rug. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You're fine. And then the Toronto police, they got themselves this far left-wing scumbag, loser, blonde, white, lesbian, overweight chick to bring me into court, not even through an arrest, but just through a summons, to tell me to stop saying that women can't be cops as a result of one was not even related to the other. But there you go, is I'm telling the truth about this child molesting teacher, and I'm telling the truth about the pedophilic lawyer she had, and I'm telling the truth about all these pedophiles hurting, harming, and twisting the minds of your children. And what happens? The general public takes their side because the media tells them to. Canada is a pathetic cesspool full of pedos that run the whole show, but Canadians don't do anything to stop them at all. And that, my friends, is on you. That's not on me. I did my part. All right, so we're just waiting for Lisa Robinson to show up here. I'm hoping she gets here very shortly because we'd like to continue talking about all of this. And let me just go ahead and check the email boxes right now and see what types of commentary that I am currently receiving from the left-wing nuts out there. Because typically every single show, every political show I do, I get a lot of references to me being a terrible individual. And of course, references to my mother and my genitalia and all the other stupid insults that come from adults who do not know how to debate. Oh, my God. What do I think about Trump? Or what am I going to do when Trump invades Panama? He's not invading Panama. He's just going to do a deal. That's it. It's just going to be a deal. Don't worry about it, folks. We're going to be fine. There's no World War III coming either. Relax. It's all bluster, and it's working quite well, isn't it? All right, everyone. So with our last hour here, I suppose the best thing in the world that we can all do is maybe start having a conversation in our chat rooms. If there's any questions any of you have before the end of this show, which is my last ever political show, go ahead and ask them now. Because starting Tuesday of next week, I will be doing nothing but taxes and money in the way of shows. So I'll be discussing gold markets, silver markets, commodities markets, banking, crypto, real estate, and taxes. American taxes and Canadian taxes. Some of you are asking me if I do taxes in Australia. Not yet. Probably not this year. It takes a lot to learn this stuff. Remember, I've been studying Canadian tax law for 40 plus years. Alrighty. Now, I also would like to point out that I am well aware of the fact that every police department in the province of Ontario, along with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, are watching this show right now and taking notes. And you guys got to find something better to do with your time. You really do. Policing in Canada has become a joke. And you guys never used to hear me say defund the police, but now I'm telling you, you got to defund every single police department in Canada. You know what they do? They drive around town beating up white people only, kidnapping children and shipping them to China and stealing your money. And that's all the cops are good for in Canada. I'm done. I don't care about them anymore at all. Which is also why I don't want to do political shows anymore, because it's the same old, same old. How many times do you want to hear me tell you about the fact that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police kidnap kids all over the country and drive them through the north end of BC out to Prince Rupert so they can get on ships and disappear as sex slaves in Thailand and Laos and China? You're not going to do anything about it. And it's not that anything's going to change. It's not like the RCMP watching this show currently is going to say, hey, Kevin's right. We should probably stop kidnapping children and selling them to China. That's morally reprehensible. We're going to turn over a new leaf. Do you think for a second that police force is ever going to do anything good for anyone? Nothing I say is going to change how evil they are. Nothing that I say is ever going to inspire or incite Canadians to go and just forcibly take their country back. Nothing. It's pointless. It's an absolutely pointless endeavor. There's a lot of Canadians also who are still watching mainstream media and believing what the mainstream media has to say about me and Lisa Robinson and everybody else who's tried to help you. I don't care anymore. I don't give a rat's ass. Period. For those who believe that Donald Trump is going to financially destroy the Panama Canal, let's address that. It keeps coming up. The Panama Canal makes between $4.5 and $5 billion a year just on the lock fees to go through the locks. It's a lot of money. The Panamanians don't have a standing army to fight the Americans off, but the Panamanians are also not going to allow it to happen. Could you imagine? There's about 5.5 million people in this country. The Panamanians will shut everything down. You could expect about 80% of the entire country to protest shutting down the entire country until the Americans back off. That's what they'll do. They'll just keep protesting and protesting and protesting. The Panamanians have invested over $3.5 billion to expand the canal. They're not just going to give it away. And if Trump wants it, he's got to invade. How could he possibly bankrupt the canal? There's no other option aside from to go north through the Atlantic Passageway, or to go south around South America. It's not going to happen. Relax, everybody. Trump wants to do business. He wants to make money. He'll find a way to make some money on the deal. There we go. Let me just have a quick peek at all your questions here. Okay. All righty. Why do I not work with the Canadian freedom fighters anymore? Well, why would I? Think about this, all right? During the fake pandemic nonsense, there were the following people fighting, like hardcore fighting. Chris Sky, me, Kevin J. Johnston, Pastor Archer Pawlowski and his brother David. Then you had Pat King. And then you had a couple of other pastors, Pastor Hildebrand and Pastor Thiessen, was it, out in Winnipeg. So there was a few of us, maybe about 7, that were doing it hardcore full-time. Then there's another 25 or so that were doing it semi-full-time. But what's happened now is that everyone's gone their separate ways. And everyone's got some type of agenda that doesn't line up with anything profitable. Like, how do you make money jumping onto YouTube or onto Facebook, bitching about, I don't know, Trudeau? How do you make money doing that? You don't. How do you make money holding up a protest sign saying no more pedophiles. You don't. So it's not that I don't like these people on a personal level. It's that there's no business to be done. There's no money to be made. My target for this year is $5 million profit. I can't make money if I'm fooling around with the so-called freedom fighters in Canada. Tamara Leach is interesting. You know that she has never called me. She has never returned a single email. She has never acknowledged my existence once. I wanted to have her on my show a number of times. I was going to do a fundraiser for her. She's not interested. Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson is another one. Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson is more interested in telling me that I don't pray properly than she is doing anything profitable. I'm done with Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson. She's a nice lady, but she is certainly not an aggressive individual, and she is not in any way, shape, or form going to make my life better. There is absolutely no way whatsoever, if she is going to continue to tell me that I have to pray differently, that I could ever have a business relationship with this person. Yeah, for all you Christians out there who want to tell me that I'm not praying right, or that I'm going to hell because I have a lot of sex with a lot of women, hey, who the hell do you think you are? Really? What are you judging me based on? What have you done that's just so much better than I, that you feel you get to judge where I put my penis? And by the way, why does that matter to you? Why is sex so toxic to you people? And why are you so interested in my sex life? It's weird. It's really weird that Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson cares about these things. All right? Yeah, she prays a lot and she makes a lot of money. Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson has a big piece of property on a mountain in Costa Rica. I've actually been on the plot of land that she owns. It's big. It's on the same mountain range as Taylor Swift and a few others. There's a lot of celebrities that bought big mountains down there. It's on the west coast of Costa Rica, just slightly northeast of the town of Yavita. So there we go. Pastor Artur Pawlowski, I have nothing negative to say about the man. He still feeds the homeless. He still does his thing. Excellent. It's just that he doesn't want to do business. So I can't make money hanging around with Pastor Artur Pawlowski, period. Pat King, I don't know. I've tried getting him on my show a couple times to discuss what's going on with all of his legal issues, and he doesn't want to come on the show. That's his prerogative, by the way. He's not obligated to me in any way. And I'm not angry about it because I think Pat's a great guy. But what would Pat and I do together to make money? What endeavor could Pat King and I do as a partnership to make money? And I can't think of a single thing. As for Chris Sky is traveling the world making money. He was already wealthy prior to the COVID nonsense taking place. Good for him. And he is still, out of all the freedom fighters, the one that I would state has treated me the best at all times. The best at all times. I mean, he invited me to his house a number of times. What do? We hung out like a couple of guys and just chatted about life, philosophy, cars, quantum mechanics, dogs, because he has a lot of dogs. Yeah, cool stuff. In general, Chris Guy's a really cool guy. He's out doing his thing. Chris and I are not working together on any projects, and Chris and I are not making money together. And he's making money doing his own thing. Good for him. And I'm making a lot of money doing my own thing. Good for him. So I have nothing negative to say there. But here is one. There is a Canadian so-called freedom fighter named Kellyanne Wolf. And I am now going to make a public statement on that. Because this is my last political show, I have to set the record straight. Kellyanne Wolf and I were good friends during that COVID nonsense. We worked hard on a lot of things together during the COVID nonsense. Kellyanne Wolf has ostensibly lost her absolute effing mind. It's sad. Kellyanne Wolf does the following. She talks about the following crap, and it's all crap. First off, she says that she has been anointed as a clan mother by a bunch of Indian, like that kind of Indian clan mothers, to be a clan mother for all of Turtle Island. Holy crap, here we go again. Oh my God. First off, Turtle Island, in case you're not familiar with it, is essentially all of the Americas. So apparently North America and South America and Latin America is one big island called Turtle Island. And apparently just because some native losers say that they own it, they own it. Right? I mean, good luck convincing the governments of the Americas that you own it because you call it Turtle Island and you say, I'm a clan mother. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I own all of North America. It's the stupidest garbage known to man. And for Kellyanne Wolf to say, oh, I've been anointed and I'm completely outside of Canadian law because I'm a clan mother. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? It's childish. It's childish. And no, baby Connie, I do not hate natives. It's a stupid question to ask. I hate the stupidity of all of this Turtle Island nonsense. It's crap. It means nothing. Kellyanne Wolf also has completely sided with the United Nations, completely sided with the UN. She is working very hard to take away your private property rights in Canada. And she can't wait to do it. And she's saying the same garbage about, well, I'm a clan mother, so we have to take away private property rights so the natives can have their land back because the white man killed the red man. Right. Just today, she publicly tells me that Christians kidnap, rape, and kill 150 million children a year because I said the very same thing about Islam. Yes, she's a Muslim. Yes, she has completely and totally sided with radical Islam. Sorry, I can't join you in that. If you are a member of radical Islam, we cannot be friends. So if Kellyanne Wolf is out there telling all of you that she speaks for me, I'm telling you that she does not. She does not speak for me. I am not affiliated with anything Kellyanne Wolf says or does. I am dead set against the following. Ahem. Radical Islam, women wearing burqas, this Turtle Island stupidity, and the United Nations taking over your private property rights in Canada. So everyone, that's Kellyanne Wolf. I'm going to swear now. Hold your ears. She's out of her fucking mind. And anybody out there would be out of their effing minds as well if they would ever think that I would affiliate with any of that. I won't affiliate with any of it. So Kelly, you're on your own. Our relationship publicly is officially terminated. Do not use my name or any platform I have to push your United Nations, radical Islam, Turtle Island agenda. You are crazy. You need help. You are affiliating with all of the wrong people out there. And I'm telling you, you're going to lose. The Canadian government is going to come down hard on you, just like they've done before. But they're going to come down hard on you because now you're actually interfering with their money and you're helping radical Islam. So good luck traveling to the United States as somebody who is a purveyor and a pusher and a supporter of radical Islam. There you go, everybody. So I am not in any way affiliated with any of the so-called Canadian freedom fighters. I'm out. I did my part during the fake COVID pandemic nonsense. I spent 7 months in solitary confinement for all of you, Canada, and my jail time saved over 5 million lives because every time the Canadian government arrested me, locked me up, took my stuff, beat me up on camera, all of you were aware of the fact that I was telling you the truth, that there was no pandemic. I'm proud of what I did. But those days are over. It's all gone. That's former glory. I made the front page of every newspaper and every radio station's website in the country. Yay, good for me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Being a celebrity in Canada, by the way, is not a good thing because all you do is lose. You cannot get rich being a celebrity in Canada at all. Right? So I just wanted to tell you, if you're planning on being a big mouth celebrity in Canada, don't go to the United States and do it there because they love a big mouth in the United States, you know, and they will pay you for it. So everyone, that is what I'm now clearing the air on my final ever political show. I want to warn Canadians that your country is finished. It is completely done. The country is completely bankrupt. There is no point buying anything in Canada or investing or opening a business up in Canada. Take it from Canada's most knowledgeable guy and biggest mouth. It ain't going to happen. It's not coming back for at least 100 years. So if you've got the means, get out and just go see the world, man. There's money out there. El Salvador, Panama, right now, Colombia and Argentina. These are all countries that are anti-woke and they're anti-UN and they're anti-left and they're all successful now. You can get rich here in Panama. You can get rich in Argentina. I highly recommend Canada. Forget about the Canadian dream. It's dead. It's dead. And for all the Democrat states, those Democrat cities and states, they're dead too. Go to Republican states if you can. That is why I do what I do. I help Canadians and Americans move their money to Panama or Grenada. I help Canadians move their money to the States. I help a lot of people get rich. It's what I do. So that's why I don't give a crap about politics anymore. And Pierre Poilievre is fixing nothing. If Pierre Poilievre becomes the next Canadian Prime Minister, sure, he's the leader of the Conservative Party. But how? Think about what Canada is. It's a collection of 10 countries. Each province is a country. And out of those countries, only 3 make money. The other 7 lose money hand over fist. So Canada is an administrative dominion over these 10 independent countries. And only 3 make money. So you've got the federal government and 7 provinces and 3 territories all losing money. They all suck at what they do. On top of that, Trudeau sunk the country into $1.6 trillion of debt. Canada has a population right now of about 41 million. 11 million of those are imports from third world junk garbage shit hole countries. These people have no skills. They have no desire to have skills. They will never contribute anything to society in any particular way. And they're mostly on welfare. So how do you think Canada is going to get out of debt? Huh? With that kind of a business model, it's doomed and destined to fail. Canada has what? 540 to 600 billion trees in its boreal forest. But because of all these green energy plans in Canada, what's going on here? Trees are dying. Do you know why? There's not enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to keep the forest alive. So please, each and every one of you, burn some tires, burn some fuel, get a fire pit, burn all that, burn your garbage, burn everything, put some carbon in the atmosphere so the trees live. These green energy policies have bankrupted Canadians and bankrupted the country. So Canadians, why are you still there? For what reason? I know what it is. I want my McDonald's and I want my Tim Hortons coffee and I want my movie thing. In Panama, you got McDonald's, you got Subway, you got Wendy's, you got Burger King, you got, is it Carl's and Carl's Jr.? You got all of the big boys. Oh, every mall's got Victoria's Secrets. There's Victoria's Secrets in the Bogota, Colombia airport. The rest of the world is doing things better than Canada is. All the countries out there are doing better than Canada. The movie theaters, all the modern movies you want to see are in English here in Panama City. The theaters are as good, if not better than Canadian theaters. And it's only $6 for a movie. Yeah, $6 for a movie. And what's really cool here in Panama that they don't do in Canada is the popcorn machines. They pop fresh, hot caramel corn. It actually pops right in front of you. They don't do that in Canada. Come on. The malls are better than Canadian malls, and you've got access to every single solitary thing that you need. If you want a career, you can build it here in Panama. Forget about Canada. Pierre Poilievre is fixing nothing. He has no ability to fix Canada's financial problems. Oh, and on top of all of that, everybody, this is where it gets really sick. Pierre Poilievre is the one who's bringing in digital ID in Canada. That was not Trudeau. That was Pierre Poilievre. So enjoy your dystopian future with him in office. All right. Oh, here we go. More go to hell, Steve. I'm not asking you stupid questions like that. All right. Let me just have a look at the rest of your questions here. All right. AJ says that we are in the dumbest timeline ever. Well, you know, AJ, here's the thing. And that's a very good point. Around the world, everybody has access to pretty much every book ever written. Just go online. You can learn anything you want. You can learn a new language on YouTube. As much as I hate YouTube, you can learn a brand new language there if you wanted to. But what I find here is that the laziness of the whole world is completely disproportionate to the amount of information available for you to learn if you're not lazy. So yeah, there's a lot of stupid people out there because they want to be stupid. They want to be playing video games 14, 15 hours a day. They want to go to left-wing rallies saying unfettered immigration is good. You know, we hate Trump. That's what people want to do with their time. People actually don't want to be smart. That's the part that blows me away. Absolutely blows my mind. So everybody, with this being my last political show, it's time for me just to tell you like it is, everything like it is, because I truly just don't care anymore. I do no longer care about the future of Canada. I hope the entire country folds up because Canadians deserve that. Do you know why I say that, everybody? Is because Canadians were given this amazing country. And from 1948 until 1994, it was the best place on the planet to live. And what did you all do? You simply gave it away to third world uneducated garbage. And they took it from you. And they got into politics. And now politics is all 50 to 60% people that are not from Canada and hate Canadians. And now they're writing all kinds of laws to take more away from you. And you're letting it happen. You're all sitting back saying, oh, I'd like to do something, but I'm a coward. You think that's a virtue. Canadians honestly believe that cowardice is a virtue. It's not. It absolutely is not. It is not a virtue in any way. Would I return to Canada if it became the 51st state? Yes, because then I could hold an American passport. And then, here's one more thing. I could buy an unlimited number of guns. And I would live in an open carry state. And if Antifa came at me again, I'd just shoot them. Right? Because Antifa's come at me with hammers and bricks and knives. And they've thrown stuff at me. Oh, yeah. I would love to be an American. Because I would be an open carry guy. Oh, absolutely. Antifa shows up with a knife. It's I draw, I aim, I pull the trigger, and I don't feel one bit bad about it. Oh, God, yeah. Because I know the police are incapable of protecting me or any other average citizen out there. I think that we should all be allowed to carry guns. And unfortunately, Canada's gun laws are positively ridiculous. It's okay to have a firearm if you're a criminal. It's not okay if you're a law-abiding citizen who actually applies. So I'm going to go on record and say yes, but I do not want Toronto. I don't want the Greater Toronto Area to be part of the United States. That place is left-wing poison. Alberta, the province of Alberta, should become the 51st state right off the hop. Because I still carry an Alberta driver's license. I still have an Alberta residency card. I miss Calgary. I mean, I do. I like the city. A lot of good-looking women there. I had a lot of girlfriends in the province of Alberta, I'll tell you that. It's a great place to meet chicks. But It has no economic opportunity. There's no way to make money there, which is why I left. And that's why I'm in Panama. So I would love to see Alberta become the 51st state. All right, question. All right, question. Oh, from Rumble. What do I think of Ed, Derek, and Stefano starting their own show? They're adults. They can do their own thing. I won't work with Derek ever again, so let them do their thing. I'd watch, so I could tell you that, but I will never work with Derek again. All righty. Question from MGTOW. Kevin, are you going to do videos about how to be contract workers for companies? Also, you said you would do a video on how employees can charge criminal. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, now that I'm shifting gears, and as of next week, the Kevin J. Johnston Show will be known as the Tax and Money Show. I am going to be teaching you how to file criminal charges against CRA representatives and against banks who take your money and give it to the Canada Revenue Agency, and against your employers. There you go. Against your employers if they garnish your wages, because wage garnishment is not a lawful order. It never has been. So yeah, stick around, everybody, because there's going to be 52 episodes of my Tax and Money Show next year. And they're all going to be 2 hours, and they're all going to be every Tuesday. And there's going to be a lot of information that all of you get. All right. So there we are. And we've got some Antifa losers saying it sounds like a boring show. Well, Antifa, you guys don't understand anything. So naturally, if it's educational, you'll find it boring. There we go. The show, nope, I will not be doing a show twice a week any longer. Got too many clients, got too many people I want to help. I'm too busy. So the show will be on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And every second Wednesday, there will be some type of event. On the second Wednesday of every month will be me doing private training for my team. And the last Wednesday of every month is going to be a private show where you get some really good education that I'm not giving away for free on my show. It'll be $25 to watch that show, or you can join my website on subscription basis starting next week for $20 a month, and you'll get the show for free. All right. And you'll also get a discount on your taxes at the end of the year. And if you stay on for the entire year, you get your taxes done for free at the end of the year. All righty. Question. Will you be doing your questions answered shows next year? This probably once in a while. Yeah, the your questions answered show, those seem to be really popular with people. And I would do those on a night when I had no special guests coming on the show. Or there were some nights, because I do live alone, where I'm just bored. I'm just bored out of my mind. So I say, you know what? I'm going to go live. Let's go live and answer some questions. So yeah, you can count on a couple of those popping up. I'm sure there's going to be a couple nights where I get bored and do something. As I told all of you, I came to Panama to get rich. I didn't come down here to pick up chicks. So I'm not wasting my time and money taking women out for meals, which I wouldn't do anyway. There we go. Can you handle my municipal jurisdiction taxes? Depends on which region that you're in, but yes, we can work on those. All right, let me just check the Facebook room for any would-be questions. Oh, by the way, everybody, the Toronto Star gave me a phone call today. This guy here, David Ryder, I don't know what he's going to print. I have no idea what he's going to print, but he asked me questions about this Mayor Kevin Ashe guy, and I went ahead and answered his questions for about 15 minutes. So letting you know, if you want to hear the raw interview, it is on freedomreport.ca right now. There we go. So to answer the question I just got here in email, why do I hate pedophiles so much? I can't believe that's a question. I'll answer it, but I'm stunned that that is a question I'm being asked. As adults, It is our job to guide our children, but also to guide the children of society towards the correct decisions that line up with the morality of our society. And a child opening their mouth and putting an adult's penis in there is not moral in any way. So I'm telling all of you that the adults of Canada and the United States have failed our children by pushing this left-wing agenda, pushing children towards becoming sex slaves for the perverts out there. No, you don't twist the minds of children and teach them bullshit. What you do is you teach them what they need to know to be high functioning members of society. That's what we need to do here. High functioning members of society who had a moral and ethical upbringing and will then become moral and ethical people. The left wing, none of you are moral. You're all as evil as they come. And the very fact that you would even put a pride flag anywhere near a child tells me that you're a pervert. And the solution to you is violence. The solution to the left wing is violence. They're beyond saving. They're too stupid to get it. It wouldn't matter what training programs you give left-wing individuals, they won't get it. They will not change their minds. They will not become good people ever. They will never do the right thing. But if they know that they're going to get pounded on when they do the wrong thing, they'll stop doing the wrong thing out of fear. There's something I can tell you about the left wing. They can't fight. I've been attacked by a lot of Antifa and Black Lives Matter terrorists, and I always have survived. I always come out of those fights, not necessarily unscathed, but you all remember 46 members of Antifa attacked me in Ottawa, and I got away, no problem at all, with just bruises. In fact, you remember I was wearing my shades. You guys remember that? Imagine me. Right? Don't I look gorgeous wearing these shades? All right. I'm wearing these sunglasses and I'm actually being hit in the head with sticks by these Antifa guys, 46 of them. And you couldn't even break my glasses. I wore the glasses as I fought you off. I wore these glasses and you couldn't even get them off my head. How amazing am I? And how much do you suck? Hide your heads in shame. Right? Every time Antifa or Black Lives Matter have assaulted me, I was wearing those shades and you couldn't break them. Even when the RCMP beat the crap out of me, I was wearing those shades and there's not a scratch on them. You believe that? I've been in over 40 physical altercations because Antifa and Black Lives Matter and the cops are always giving me a difficult time. And not once they even slapped them off my head. So what I'm telling you is the left wing, including cops, can't fight. Right? So if we decided to just take them down, they'd run away. They would not fight you. Ever. They're garbage. So Canada, you want your country back, just take it back by force. It's not like the left wing is going to do anything to stop you. But you're Canadians. You're cowards. You're never going to do a damn thing. So my advice, get your money together, get your assets sold, get everything going here, get a hold of me, and I'll get you moved. I'll get your money moved to the United States, or I'll get it moved to here in Panama, because your money is safe in both of those countries if you do it the right way, which is, of course, my way. Wow. So I want to say that I don't miss Canada at all as a Canadian citizen. There's certain aspects that I do, like small ones. For example, when I lived in Calgary, I lived in a neighborhood called Forest Lawn, where if I went to the main street and I just looked west, from coast to coast, like from peripheral to peripheral, I saw nothing but the Rocky Mountains. It was beautiful. And every night the sun would go down behind the Rocky Mountains. And as soon as the sun went behind them, the mountains would turn purple. It was beautiful. It's a gorgeous country. But the left-wing politics, I can't stand the politics. I can't stand the cops. The courts are ridiculous. So I can't be there. Why would I want to be there? I come to Panama, what happens? I get rich. I get rich in like 9 months. I've only been in Panama, 10 months now. I've been in Panama 10 months and I'm already wealthy. Yeah, I am going to make a ton of money down here. You can do the same. You really can. Think about this. How much money do any of you make in Canada right now? And I can tell you that all y'all are getting taxed to the tune of almost 73%. When you factor in income tax, provincial income tax, gasoline tax, liquor tax, entertainment tax, it's a lot of money, guys. Why are you suffering? Just stop suffering. Or, have me do your taxes for you, and you'll never pay tax again. I can get you back all your money for the last 10 years. It's just how it is. Am I in the import and export business? I'm not in it. I work with some import-export companies. So if I need something moved into Panama or any country in Latin America, I can get it done. I've got really good contacts for that. So yeah, that's what we do here. And there is money in import and export, by the way. So if anybody wanted to open an import-export business here in Panama, I would work with you on that. Absolutely. Pat Buick says taxes. So here, the taxes and politician courts laws, they're all corrupt in Canada. Yeah, they are all corrupt in Canada. Okay, everyone, I've got some bad news. Lisa Robinson, this fine lady here, is going to be unable to join us on the show tonight. I didn't get the full story, but I think that she's under threat of violence by Mayor Ashe. We'll find out more about that. But regardless, I'm not going to be reporting on the story anymore after tonight. So that's just how it is. I think that Lisa's being threatened. Please show her your support. Please show support to the only city councilor trying to stop pedophilia in the city of Pickering. Do get a hold of her and give her your support. Lisa, if you're watching, it's unfortunate you're being threatened. Can you call the cops? Will the cops even do anything? Maybe talk to Stefanos and get him to help you file charges against the mayor, because that guy has to go. He really does. Okay. So how big is my team? I have a team of 11 now, and I'm only working with the best of the best. My team is great. And do I want to buy your corporation? If anybody has corporate debt right now, absolutely. If you are in the United States or in Canada and your corporation has a monumental amount of debt, tax debt, bank debt, credit card debt, regional debt, whatever, okay, get a hold of me. I'm going to buy your corporation from you and take away all of your debt. And I can do it now in less than 3 days. It doesn't take long to get this done. If the CRA has taken money out of your bank account, everybody, get a hold of me. We're going to redo your taxes and I'll get you back all that money. All right. I'll get it back for you. That's what I do. The Canada Revenue Agency is absolutely terrified of me because they know how far I'm willing to go to hurt them. The CRA is well aware of the fact that I do not perceive a single individual that works for them as a human being. I view them as fecal matter expelled by flies. And what do you do with fecal matter? You pick it up with a shovel and you throw it in the garbage. The CRA knows that I want to hurt them. I want to take their houses away. I want to sue the individual representatives. I want to put liens on their property. I want them to do jail time. The CRA knows this. Think about any other accountant in Canada doing that. Not a one will. That is something that I promise you. Let me have a quick look at the questions now. All right. Oh, where's my co-host, Ed Janisek? He's on an aeroplane right now. He's on his way to Buenos Aires. Yeah, he's going down to meet with Milei, and he's going down to just see if Argentina is a place worth living in. I mean, with Milei in charge, I would say that it is. But I don't know anything about pricing and Well, the price of life down there. We're going to find out. What is your strategy on rental income being taxed as much as it is? You get a hold of me. Rental income is gone. You get a hold of me. I'm going to get rid of all your rental income. Oh, yeah, that's an easy one. I love getting rid of that for people. It's your house. You should not be even reporting taxes on that. It's your house, not the CRA's. Yeah. You see, the Canada Revenue Agency, everybody, they're not a police force. They have no authority in Canada whatsoever, except to complain. And when your money gets drained out of your bank account, that's not the CRA going into your bank account and taking it. That's the bank willingly giving it to them. That's why hire me to help you move all your money to Panama or the USA. Which South American country would be good to retire in? Well, Panama is great. My grocery bill is $35 a week. Yeah, like I said, movies are $6. It's a wonderful country. God, it's a great place to be. What if you filed your properties to CRA and said you already had rental income? Don't worry about that. I can fix that. Get a hold of me on my website, Kevin J. Johnston, myname.com. We'll get all that fixed up for you. And as for Americans, especially in America, if you have a corporation in the USA and the IRS is ripping you a new one, then please get a hold of me. Please get a hold of me. Let's get rid of that debt. I will buy your corporation and take all your IRS liabilities away from you. That is what I do for a living. Okay, so someone says, open a corp in Panama, but when I pay myself in Ontario, I have to pay personal tax. Who said that? Your information is completely wrong. You don't have to give them jack. And I mean nothing, period. Thank you. Welcome to your dream home. Yeah, get a hold of me. I really can't wait to help you with that tax problem. The CRA changed my capital gain to business income and charged me gross penalties. That's okay. Get a hold of me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to redo your taxes for you. And we're going to get rid of the capital gain in the first place. So get a hold of me, and that tax bill is history. There you go. And how many people have I helped so far? Over 500 this year, or last year, sorry, for 2024. We got a lot done. We got a lot done last year. I took $41.5 million away from the CRA last year. So cheers to me on that one. Very proud of what we achieved. It was a remarkable year for that. What's my cost, Stefano? I mean, it depends what the service is, but I make sure that we charge what the general average individual can afford. We have CPAs that work with us now, and we're charging bookkeeping pricing. So get 3 prices from 3 different accountants to do your taxes, and then look at the price I give you. Without me even seeing the quotes you get elsewhere, I'll beat the price every time. I am not here to take money away from people. I'm here to take it away from the IRS and take it away from the CRA. Did you see some guy in Vancouver that got jail time for capital gains? There's more to that story. You don't do jail time for capital gains in Canada. You do jail time for money laundering. So what happens in Canada, because you can't do prison time for owing money, you can't even do prison time for income tax evasion. You just can't. So what would have happened there is he got charged for money laundering, probably on the international scale, and got convicted for it, and the CRA took credit for the conviction. That's what happens. The CRA doesn't file charges. They don't sue people. They don't have investigators. They're losers. The only thing that they know is what you tell them. So keep your mouth shut. Get a hold of me, and I will deal with the CRA on your behalf. So you're saying if I'm withdrawing $70,000 from a corporation, you're going to make sure I pay zero tax? Yes. That's what I do. I've studied tax law for 40 years. CRA placed a lien on my property due to unpaid taxes. Yes, I will be redoing your taxes on the years that the CRA says that you did them wrong or whatever it is they've told you. The answer is yes. I'm going to get rid of the liens. I'll get your money back into those bank accounts. That is what I do. Is what you are getting, everybody, is me I hate the CRA. I hate them with all of my soul. And let me tell you something about hate. It is the most powerful motivator on the planet. Hire my hate. It'll work for you. Trust me on this, guys. I'll get you your money back. Can the CRA, if you don't pay your taxes, take your driver's license? Nope. The Canada Revenue Agency has no ability to take away your passport, your driver's license, your fishing license, your helicopter license, your airplane license, your gun license. They can't take anything from you. They might say they can. They can't. How do you file CRA and still get CPP when you retire? Why would anybody want CPP when you retire? If Canada Pension Plan pays what? $900 a month to whomever? Doesn't matter how much you put into it. You're not even going to get $1,200 a month. You're just not. So how about this? Don't pay any CPP. Don't pay any EI. Don't pay any income tax and just keep the money. Buy Bitcoin with it. That's your retirement is Bitcoin. There you go. I don't know anyone that gets $2,000 a month directly from the government on their Canada Pension Plan. I don't know a soul who makes that kind of money. None of my clients do. I can tell you that right now. Okay, personal side. I don't know about the corporate tax, but personal tax of the dividends. Okay, everybody. Never, 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 never take a dividend out of your corporation. And if you do, you don't report it because they're taxable up to 50%. Don't ever do it. Dividends are ridiculous. They're BS. Don't do it. Instead, I'll do a corporate withdrawal for you and you won't pay a penny of tax on that. What do you do if it's not a dividend? It's a corporate withdrawal. At some point, when you have a corporation, you invested money into it. You can take all that investment money right back out tax-free. No, never a loan. We do not do loans from your corporation. Not now and not ever. Now, you got to do it my way. My way works. You don't pay money. You do it everyone else's way, you lose because all accountants out there are cowards. Do I have an affiliate that works in Toronto? Well, there's my team that works out of Toronto. Yes. I got a lawyer in Burlington. I got a lawyer in Toronto. I got a CPA in Toronto. I got a CPA in London, Ontario. I've got staff in Alberta and staff in BC. I got staff here with me in Panama. We're all over the place. We're the best. There we go. Everybody who knows my website address, please put it into the chat. It's kevinjjohnston.com, myname.com. Please go ahead and put that in there. Get a hold of me there. Book yourself a consultation. Boom. We're going to get it done. There's no tax on my consultation. It's $150 flat rate Canadian dollars, even if you're an American citizen. Do you do crypto taxes? Well, yeah, but here's a question I've got for you. Why the hell would you tell the CRA you've got crypto? Keep that stuff hidden. Keep your mouth shut about your crypto. There's no way for them to know. They're never going to have a way to know. Period. Don't declare crypto earnings. No, don't report crypto earnings at all. Why? You're not legally obligated to do so. You're not legally obligated to put anything on a tax return. In Canada, I don't know if it's the same thing in the States, but in Canada, your only obligation is your name, your social insurance number, and your signature on the tax return. Don't put any numbers on there, not even a zero, and just send it in. Congratulations. First off, you've met your legal obligation. And if they're asking you for bank statements, you hire me as your agent, and I'm going to tell them to go F themselves. They have no right to see your bank statements at all. If you do that, that hurts you and helps them. Don't help them at all. CRA, whenever they ask us for anything, I simply tell them that there has to be relevancy that you must prove. And they never do. Or I tell them, you go get a court order. You go sit in court with a judge and get the judge wearing that stupid black gown to give a court order to you. And then we'll think about it. There you are. What about crypto profits you put in your bank? Well, again, it's your bank account. Shh. Shh. If you were to do something like liquidate your Bitcoin, and you got cash now, and you put the cash in the bank, where does it come from? None of your business. You've got the right to remain silent. So shut up. Right, there you go. Because everything you say can and will be used against you to take your money from you. That's what you do. The banks are worthless. They're told by say, no. Actually, Stefano, that's not true. The banks cannot tell the CRA what you're doing in there. The banks need your permission to see what's in there. So don't worry about it. If they question you on what your transactions are, go fuck yourself. That's the correct answer to any question. Every question, that is the answer. You don't tell them anything. Okay, let's see here. Can you explain more about corporate withdrawals? Yeah, okay. Check this out. Let's say you open a corporation up in the year 2000 and you put $1 million into it. Well, now we're in 2025 and you want that $1 million back. So you know what you do? You take it back tax-free and you just write down your tax return, $1 million corporate withdrawal. There you go. Okay? Tax-free. Why? Because it's your money. You were already taxed on that money when you invested it in the corporation. They can't double tax you on the same money. That's why we do the corporate withdrawal as opposed to a dividend. Dividend, taxable. Corporate withdrawal, free. There you go. Martin, you're saying it seems sketchy. It's the law. I'm just telling you what the law is. You can look this up for yourself. Just look up corporate withdrawal in the Excise Tax Act. It'll tell you. You can withdraw your money tax-free. It's their rules, not mine. Okay, I work in the banks. Anything over $8,000 has to be reported. Well, yes, it gets reported, but not the details of it. And it doesn't matter if it does get reported because the CRA still can't access it. And if they ask you, well, can we see your bank statements? You hire me and I send them off a letter saying no. And I quote the case law necessary to not have them question you again. If someone reports to the CRA, can they come after you? No. No, they can only assess you. That's all they can do. And an assessment is a guess. And what we do every single time that we get an assessment from someone, from the CRA, we appeal it. So you don't owe the tax dollars until the appeal can be heard. We appeal everything. How do you get a hold of me outside this app? Head over to my website. My name is Kevin J. Johnston, Canada's #1 tax expert at my name, Kevin J. Johnston with the T.com. Hit me up there and let's get your money back. You invested about $100,000 initially. Okay. But if you bought computers for your corporation, that counts. You can take that money back out. If you bought a vehicle for it, if you paid, let's say you paid rent out of your own personal money for the first 2 years, you can get that rent back. Anything that you paid for counts towards your corporate withdrawal. Even cool mugs like this, you can take your mug money back. Accountants are too afraid to do this. They're all losers. You get a hold of me, we'll take care of it. What happens if you don't put $1 million in, but you took $1 million out? I'll have that conversation with you privately. Get a hold of me, all right? Real simple. I deposited 30 grand into my BMO account. The bank told CRA that I did so. Yeah, that's right. They will do so. We got to get you into things like Tangerine, Coho, and let's get you a Chase Bank account in the United States because the Americans will report, but only to their own banking system. Yeah, it's stupid to have bank accounts in Canada. It's just, I'm telling you that right now. It's really dumb. How do you prove you invested $1 million? I write an affidavit for you, and you and I do this. We swear it in, and we submit the affidavit. Done. It's that simple. All right. Oh, JJ, you have an accountant diploma. Get a hold of me privately. I'd like to talk to you because I do need someone to assist on very specific types of tax returns. Nothing I'm willing to talk about here. Get a hold of me privately. Okay. I just started assistance because I used up my employment insurance. I see TikTok has money I can claim. Do I report? No, absolutely not. No way. You're not going to report that. I mean, as your legal counsel and your tax guy, I would tell you, no, absolutely not. It's your money, not theirs. I'm a realtor and my company gives me a T4A. How do I structure my income? Well, here's the question. Why are you not working out of a corporation? Your corporation should be billing instead of taking T4A nonsense. That T4A thing, that crushes a lot of people. However, we can still add a T2125 form to your tax return and write off every expense that you've ever put in. You find actually a lot of realtors, sometimes they lose money when we do the T2125 forms because your expenses are really high. Your marketing, your administrative, your legal, it's crazy. So get a hold of me. We can fix that too. How do you get a US bank account in Canada? You talk to me. I got a law firm all set up in Montana and they'll just do it for you. Done like that, man. It really is that simple. I am a relationship guy. It's all about relationships, people. You have to have relationships. You have to have charisma. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to educate yourself. That is why this mayor of Pickering hates me so much, is that he has no charisma and no capacity to influence people positively and doesn't do anything positive at all. That's why he hates me. That's why I'm in the Toronto Star again and Global News and CBC again. All right. So ignore all that nonsense. It's negative. It's about me and I ignore it. So all of you should ignore that stuff as well. Am I in Canada? No, I currently live in Panama City, Panama. The canal is like right beside my building here. It's wonderful. But I do have a team in Toronto. And you want to help me get clients. If anybody wants to help me get clients, whenever we get paid, you get 50% commission on the entire profit margin. So anybody that wants to make money, you want to get rich, jump on the phone and bring me clients. You're going to make some dough. I got a lot of people bringing clients now, making a lot of money. There we go. Am I in Pickering or Toronto? Nope, Panama City. Capital gains on crypto? Are you kidding me? There's no capital gains on crypto because you're not going to report them. If I'm your tax guy, we don't report crypto. Not now and not ever. Okay. All right. I think we're down to our last minute here. In fact, yes, we are. Okay. Like it says right here, this is my last political show. I'm done talking about politics. Doesn't make money. Don't care. I will only be discussing politics so far as it pertains to the services that I provide to my client base. I don't care about Canada's future because I know it's done. 100 years from now, maybe some strong guy will get in there and fix its course, but I doubt it. And I don't plan to be here in 100. I wouldn't want to be here in 100 years. Yeah, my God. And don't forget the show, the Kevin J. Johnston Show becomes the Tax and Money Show as of Tuesday of next week. It'll be every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on freedomreport.ca. We are fully live right now, closing cases. All right. And we'll be talking about money. I want all of you to start getting rich, making money. That is what the show is all about. No more politics. Don't care. All right. Let Canada die the death it needs to die. But all of you can continue watching my show and get rich because that is what it's all about. Woo! What a show tonight. It's really unfortunate that Councillor Lisa Robinson was being threatened, I guess, by City Council. She could not be here tonight. Damn shame. And don't forget, everyone, to call these people. Kevin Ashe, the mayor of Pickering, and David Pickles. You got Maurice Brenner, Shaheen Butt, Linda Cook, and this crazy broad here, Mara Nagy. They are all helping pedophiles hurt your children in the city, inside of city buildings. That is not their job. So phone those numbers I have displayed and give them a piece of your mind. Don't threaten them. Ask them questions about why they're trying to harm kids in their country when it actually is their duty to keep their constituents safe. from that exact kind of thing. Also, don't forget, everybody, that we are bringing the National Hockey League, the NHL, will be coming to Panama City. The team is called the Panama Canal. There's the logo that I designed. There's the jersey layouts. My God, we're going to be so rich here in Panama. Whew. It's my last political show. Thank you to everybody who's watched the Kevin J. Johnston Show for almost 8 years now. And just understand that I don't take my decision lightly to stop talking about politics. I've had so much fun doing it. We've had amazing guests and celebrities on the show over the last 8 years. The education that I've received and that I've passed on to you has been absolutely remarkable. I've loved it. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm now officially bored of it. And I have now found my niche. I'm going to get rich being a tax and commerce guy. I'll never get rich being a political commentator. There's enough of those out there as it is. So I want to say thank you to all of you for all these years of your support. It's been a great ride, and I have no regrets. Even the jail time, as a result of it all, I have no regrets having been a political commentator for all of these years. And as with everything, all good things must come to an end, but I still will be back every Tuesday at 9 p.m. here on freedomreport.ca. Hey, my name is Kevin J. Johnston. This is the Kevin J. Johnston Show. That is now done and over as of tonight. I just got to say thank you again for having watched the show, but watch me absolutely every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. so you too can get wealthy like I am here in Panama or in international commerce. Do get a hold of me. Let's fix your taxes. I love you all, and good night.